Hello. Hi. Hello, Toy.
Hello, teacher.
How are you today?
I'm fine.
You're fine. Okay, so another day, another lesson,
Yes,
and another fruitful first day of the week, right? So it's
yeah,
Monday today. Okay,
yeah,
so I'm going to share the presentation now, Toy. Okay, just for a
yeah,
while. Okay, I hope you can see the presentation. Can you see it?
yes,
Yeah, okay. So we're going to continue our lesson, okay, all about speaking strategy on how we are going to start a conversation, okay? But before that, allow me to have a review first of the lesson that we had last time. So we were able to do the listening part, okay, at the party last time, wherein Mark introduces Brian to some friends at the party. Okay. And then we all know that there were three, okay, there were three people who are conversing during the party of Mark. Okay. And of course, the reason, okay, for them to have a conversation because and Mark lived the conversation during the time because he wanted to talk to other people, okay? Because as we all know, if you have a birthday, you should have a lot of visitors. So you need to entertain them, right? So you need
yeah,
to entertain them. So that's our lesson last time. Now let's proceed with the speaking strategy on how we are going to start a conversation. So we are now at the party. Okay, so we are now attending at the party of that particular person. So look at how Brian and Mark start conversation. So we have here expressions such as Brian and I play football together. And then, how do you know Mark? Okay. So now, they focus on finding something in common. Now, look at this one. In starting a conversation, you can talk about something that you have in common. Okay. So when we are talking about in common, that means something that would be something, a hobby, right? Okay. Like for example, your hobbies, right? Okay. Or the one that you like. Okay.
yeah,
Then aside from that, you can talk also about your job. Okay. You can talk also about something that you what is one something that your passion. Okay, you can talk about that one, or you can talk something about food. It depends, right? So these
yeah,
are the things that you can be able to be a topic, okay, during the start of the conversation. Now, in this particular expression in here, it says in here that Brian and of course Mark play football together. So that
yeah,
means, okay, they talk
yeah,
about something about their something in common, which is sport, right?
yeah,
So it can also be a topic in that particular conversation. Okay? Okay,
yeah,
next. When we say, how do you know Mark? So it can also be a topic wherein you ask us people that, oh, how do you know Mark? Right? So it can also be a start of a conversation because the person will going to say that, oh, I know Mark since we were in the grade school or since we were in college. Okay, we started to become friends long time ago. So that would
yeah,
also be a start of a conversation. So again, any topic can be a start of a conversation. Now we have to take note of this toy. Brian and Mark both play football. Okay, so that is their like. Okay, Brian and Risma both know Mark. So, of course, Brian and Risma, which is also what is one? Which is also a neighbor of Brian. Risma is a neighbor of Brian, right? Okay? So therefore, it can also be a topic if you were going to ask Brian and Risma if how they know Mark. So that would be a start of conversation. Okay? Now we have to take note in here, Toy, that when you start a conversation with someone you do not know well, it is good idea to find something you have in common. Okay? So it's very important that you have to talk about something that can be a topic for particular conversation. Okay? Right?
Yes.
Oh, like for example, if we are going to do this one, if you're going to speak up, okay? So I am going to ask you, oh, hi, Toy. Okay. I would like to ask something about your likes. Okay. So do you have likes? Okay. So that if I may know about your likes, okay, I can also share my likes also. Okay. So you are going to share to me your likes. Okay. Okay. And if I'm going to ask you, oh, what about your passion? Okay. What are your passions? Or what are the food that you are that what is your favorite food? So that can also be a start of conversation. Okay. Next. Here are some ideas that are often used to make small talk. Okay. That would be informal conversation about everyday things like jobs, right? Okay, where you are, example in the room, the view, the food, and drink. So you can talk about that or people. Or you can talk about something about weather, or you can talk about something people's interest. So if you're talking about people's interest, that would also be his like or his passion. Okay? So
Yes.
that would be it. Okay, now let's try to listen to the other people at the party. Which of the topics above do they talk about? So let's try to listen to conversation number 9. Okay, just for a while. Okay, 9. Track 9.
Recording 9.
Okay.
So, what do you do?
I work for Trust Savings Bank.
Oh, okay. And what do you do there?
I work in customer services. Yeah, I help people set up new accounts and that kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's a good company to work for. What about you? What do you do?
I'm a shop assistant. I sell mobile phones.
Okay, now, do you think what would be the topic that they are talking about in that conversation, Toy? So they talk about.
The job.
Yes, good. Okay. So they're talking about the job. So when we try to listen to the conversation, they started conversation by asking the job of the girl. And then after that one, the girl talk also or ask also about the job of the boy. And that would be a good start of a conversation. You can also do that one because if you're talking about informal conversation, that means let's say for example, if you are in the party, if you are in a birthday party, so it's just only informal because you can talk about something during the time that you are eating, right? Okay, so it's informal because it's during the celebration or during the party. So in that informal conversation, it's we have to remember that it's important to talk about something so that you can be able to converse with other. Okay. Now, if you are shy, let's say for example, oh, I don't know how to start a conversation, right? So might as well, I am just going to keep quiet, right? If you don't know how to start a conversation. Now, think that starting a conversation, you have to think of the following. You can talk about something this one, and therefore you can start asking people. But of course, before you can do that, okay, just like in the conversation, what is their opening or greeting, Toy? What greetings they said during the start of the conversation? What do you think? Okay, let's try to
Thanks
listen.
for
Okay.
the job company.
Yeah, let's say
Recording 9.
let's try to listen again, huh?
So, what do you do?
I...
Okay. So the boy or the man mentioned about so, okay, what do you do? Okay, right? So this one is an opening question, okay, that can be answered by someone, okay? Or maybe you can start maybe something that is, let's say for example, oh, okay, how are you? Okay, maybe you can start that one. Oh, how are you? And then you can start introducing yourself. So
Yeah.
maybe you can say, oh, by the way, okay, by the way, okay, I'm okay, hardship. Okay. So what about yours? Okay, then after that one, you can start now asking a person, oh, oh, nice to meet you. By the way, what do you do? Okay, so that would be a good start of a conversation already. Okay, Toy? Okay, next, let's try to listen to conversation B.
Recording 10.
It's cold today, isn't it?
Freezing.
They say this has been the coldest winter in 30 years.
Really? No wonder I felt cold. Do you think it'll snow?
Maybe. That'd be really strange, though, because it hasn't snowed here in years.
It's weird how the weather's changing. I think.
Okay, so what do you think would be the topic that they are conversing with each other? It's all about
Weather.
yes,
Weather. Yeah.
okay. So they talk about weather. See? So anything, okay, anything under the sun can be a topic so that you
Yeah.
can be able to start a conversation and you can be able to win a friend, right? So by merely asking person about the job, about the weather, about the food, about the drink, about their interest, so you can be able to win a friend.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay. And that is what we called, that is now what we call socialization. Okay? Because our topic is all about socializing. So socialization means we need to interact with other people. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's continue now, Toy. Look at the audio script of conversation A and B. What questions do the speakers ask to? So, audio script. So we
What
are
the
going,
question do speaker ask?
okay. So what do you think would be the question? Can we go to the audio script? Okay. It's going to
No.
be here. It's going to be here. Okay. So that would be unit 1. Appendix, useful language. It's here. Audio script. Okay, it's here. Yeah, it's here. Okay. So that would be, oh, this one, Toy. Okay? So, in letter A, so what do you do? Okay, B, work for a trust savings bank. Then, okay. And what do you do there? Okay? Okay. Now, can we do this one, Toy?
Yeah.
You will be letter B and I will be letter A. Okay? So, let's say for example, we are doing a conversation together. Okay? Okay, I should have to start first. So, what do you do?
I work for trust saving bank.
Oh, okay. And what do you do there?
I'm working in the customer service. Yeah, I have people set up new accounts and that kind of thing.
Okay. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's a good company to work for. What about you? What do you do?
I'm a shop assistant. I sell mobile phones. Okay. So again, they're talking about job. Okay. Now in number 10, so this one is the okay. So let's try to do I'm going to do letter A and you will going to do letter B. Can you see it, Toy? So from here up to there, okay? Okay. Um it's cold today, isn't it?
Listen,
They say this has been the coldest winter in 30 years.
really? No wonder I felt cold. Do you think it's now?
Maybe that would be really strange though because it hasn't snowed here in years.
Hmm. It's warehouse. The weather changing, I think.
Okay, weird. Okay, can we say this one, Toy? It's weird.
We,
Yeah. So,
yeah.
it's weird how the weather's changing, I think. Can you say it again? Hmm,
Hmm. It's where how the weather's changing, I
I
think.
think. Okay. Then let's proceed with number 11. So, these are the questions, right? So, the questions would be, what do you do? The food's good, isn't it? Right? How long have you lived here? Do you know anyone else here? Or do you know anyone here? This is nice house, isn't it? It's cold today, isn't it? Okay. Now, in this particular question, this would be a good start to
Yeah.
start a conversation. Now, if someone would ask you, Toy, what do you do? So what would be your answer?
Talking with Mr. Hachi.
Okay, what do you do? Uh, Meaning I'm asking you of your work. So what do you do?
What?
Yes.
I am a accountant.
Oh, yes. Okay. So you are going to say, oh, I'm an accountant. Okay. So that would be a very nice answer. Okay. And then there would be a follow-up question. Let's say, for example, do you like that? Do you like being an accountant? So what would be
Yes,
your
I like.
answer?
But
Yes. Okay.
yeah,
Why?
how about
Yes. Then you are going to ask also, right? You can also ask person so that you can have a very good conversation together. So you can also ask person, oh, what about you? How do you do or what do you do? Okay, so I'm going to say also that, oh, by the way, I'm a teacher. I'm an English teacher. Okay,
yeah.
so follow-up question also in order for you to have a very good conversation together. So you may say, oh, do you like being an accountant? Why do you like to become an accountant?
Because I like some finger.
Oh, okay. So you like numbers, you like solving figures. That's why
Uh,
you took up and became an accountant. Oh, by the way, my accountant, okay, when I was in school, oh, I
yeah.
hate math. Okay, so therefore, it's not my line. Okay, so I don't want to become an accountant. So you're very lucky because you like math, so that's why you became an accountant, right?
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, so that would be a good start. Okay, what about if someone would ask you, the food's good, isn't it? So what
Yes,
would
it's
be the
nice.
topic? So
Yes, it's nice.
yes. So what do you think would be the topic that a person is asking you? It's all about,
It's still in the restaurant
yes, that
and
it's all about the food, right?
yeah.
So let's
Mm.
say, for example, if we are in the party, so you can also ask, oh, by the way, the food's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
okay.
Mm.
Yeah, so you may say, yes, it is. Okay, yes, it
Yeah.
is. Yes. Okay. And then if you are going to ask also, how long have you lived here? So what does it mean?
Uh,
Okay, let's
you
say I lived here for
about
almost, yes, for almost a year, or I lived here for almost 2 years. So it depends, right? Okay,
yes.
so that would be the answer. Oh, by the way, I lived here for almost a decade. Okay, that
Mm.
means it's going to be closer to 10 years. So when we are talking about the decade, that would be 10 years. Okay, next. Do you know anyone here? So what do you think would be the possible answer, Toy?
No, no person. Yes.
Oh, that
I
would be,
only know Mark.
oh, okay. So anyway, since Mark is your friend, Mark is also my friend. Okay, so
Yes.
nice to meet you. By the way, my name is Harji, and what about yours?
Nice to meet you too. I'm Thủy.
Yes, so nice to meet you, Toy. Now, can I ask you some questions? I hope you won't. I hope you don't mind if I'm going to ask you some questions.
Ah, what do you do?
Oh, I'm a teacher, by the way. What about you? What do you do?
I'm an accountant.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I
So,
look you younger me. So what? How old are you?
what is it again?
This how I talk. I look you younger me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. How old are you?
You thought that I'm younger than you, and what's
Yeah.
your,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
How old?
Ah,
How old are
I'm oh actually I'm old already. Okay. I'm
you?
48 years old. Yeah, I'm 48 years old. So what about you? How old are you?
Yeah. You look very young.
Oh,
So
really? Oh, thank you so
yeah.
much. You too. You too. You
Thank
look very
you.
young. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're young. We're not old. Okay.
Yeah.
So that would be a good start of conversation, Toy. See? So you can be
Yeah.
able to think of something that can create, or that can be a topic of conversation, because you can also ask person about their age. But of course, before you can ask that, you should have to ask also permission, that you may say, oh, I hope you don't mind. Okay, so these are the expression that you should have to ask before you ask them a question. So I hope, okay, you don't mind. Okay, so I hope you don't mind asking you, okay, of your, okay, or asking you some, okay, some personal questions. Okay, so this is something, or a question, or a question, right? That you need to ask permission first, because sometimes person don't want to talk about their age, okay? Don't want to talk about their don't want to answer a personal questions. So
Uh,
therefore, it's very important to ask them first a permission if they can be able to talk about something about personal questions. So
yeah.
in asking that, you may say, I hope you don't mind asking you some personal questions. Okay? Now, if the person would say, yeah, it's okay, no problem about that. Now, you can start also asking them about their age, right?
Yes.
So that would be okay. Okay? Okay, next. This is a nice house, isn't it? So it can also be a topic if you are going to ask someone about, oh, the house, right? Okay, it's all about the house. So, oh, this house is nice, isn't it? So what would be your possible answer to that question, Toy?
Yes. This is.
Yes. Okay, you may say yes. Okay. Okay, you may say yes, I guess. Okay. Yes, I guess. Okay, yes, I guess. This is very modern. Okay? If the house is modern
Oh.
house, right? Okay, or if it is not modern, you can also say yes, I guess this is a what this is an old fashioned house. Let's say for example that one, right? Okay, because sometimes an old house can be a very nice house, right, Toy?
Yeah.
Okay. And also, a very modern house can also be a very nice house. Okay, next. It's cold today, isn't it? So the topic is all about weather. So if the
Yeah.
person would ask you, it's cold today, isn't it? So what do you think would be your answer?
Yes. Today. Yes. It's the today.
Yes.
To
Okay.
or yesterday. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So something like that. Yes, today is cold. Okay. Because maybe I think it's snow today. Okay. It's snowy today. So that would also be,
Moving.
yeah, the answer. Okay, Toy. Now let's go back with our lesson at the top. Okay. So it's here. Okay.
I do.
Now, if we're talking about start a conversation, so those are the question, Toy, huh? Remember the one that we studied just a while ago? What do you do there? Do you like it? Okay, what do you what about you? What do you do? Do you think it will snow? Okay? So those are the questions that can start a conversation. Okay? Then after that, keep a conversation going. So in keeping the conversation going, you can also ask person again. Okay?
Yeah.
Like if I ask you, let's say, I hope you don't mind if I'm going to ask you some personal questions. So what
Yeah.
would be your answer?
Yeah.
Yes, you
Uh,
may. Okay, you can say yes, you may. Okay,
yeah.
so you already given me a permission. So, oh, by the way, Toy, okay,
Yeah.
since this one is the first time that we had met each other, oh, I hope you don't mind if I'm going to ask you some personal questions like, how old are you? Okay? So,
Yeah.
you are going to say that, and then after that, you are going to ask him also. Okay, oh, what about you? How old are you? Or if you're not going to talk about old, you may say just like what you did, how young are you? Okay? Instead of talking about old, right? So
Yeah.
you can also change that with, oh, how young are you? Okay, so that it's not obvious that we're talking about an age. Okay, so how young are you can also be a funny question, right? Not just an old. Okay, and then after
Yeah.
that you can also ask the person, oh, I'm young. Okay, I'm young at heart. I'm 48 years old. So what about you? How young are you also? Okay? And then after that one, so keep the conversation going by asking a lot of questions. And then after that, without you knowing, you will have a lot of conversations or topics already. And that would be a good start of a friendship, right, Toy? Okay, so we will be disconnected after 9 minutes, so we have to go back again. Okay, now let's do on the focus. Okay, focus on. It's here. Okay, now questions to start conversations. Look at this question from conversation B. Okay, it's here. Conversation B. Where is it? Okay, something that it's in here. Okay. Okay, and then notice how, it's here. Okay. Notice one part is positive and the other is negative. Look at the order of the words in its part. The first part is a statement, but the second part is a question. Okay, so we will be studying here about statement, positive, and negative. So that would be positive statement and negative statements. Okay, statements. So how are we going to do the positive and the negative statements? Okay, look at the order of the words in its part. So the first part is a statement again. So this one is a statement. Okay, it's in here. And then the second part is a question. So in doing that one is like, for example, it's cold today. So this one is a positive statement. So therefore, a question should be, it's
Yes,
a
yes.
negative
Yeah,
question.
negative.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
so like for example, match the two parts of the question. It isn't 12 o'clock already. Now, since the statement is negative, so the question should be positive, right? Because
Yes.
it isn't. So therefore, your question should be, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Next, what about letter B? It's nice food.
Isn't it?
Very good. So isn't it? Because the statement is positive, so therefore we have to use negative question. Okay, next. Letter C. They
They
look good.
đồng day.
Yes. So since the statement is positive, so we need to do it negative question. So don't they? Okay, so why is it they? Because our subject is plural.
Day. Yeah.
Plural, they. Okay? Next, she's from Taiwan.
Isn't it? It isn't she.
Yes, so isn't she, because our subject is she, and then this one is positive statement. So therefore, our question should be a negative statement or negative question. Next, he doesn't look happy.
Doesn't he?
Uh,
Does he? Does
yes, okay, because our statement is negative, so it should be positive. Okay, now, what about if this one toy? If I'm going to say, okay, okay, we have a wonderful, wonderful trip. Okay. Okay, now, if the statement would be like this, what would be the question? We have a wonderful trip. Or you may say, you have a wonderful trip. So what do you think would be our question in here, Toy? You have a wonderful trip. So what would be the
have you?
question?
Haven't you?
Yes, very good. So you have to say, haven't you? Okay. So why is it haven't you? Because, okay, you had, no, you had, so it should be had.
Have. Yes.
Okay. So you had a wonderful trip, haven't you? Okay, hadn't you or haven't you? It should be had. Okay, but of course, in asking question, it should be haven't you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it should be in the present tense if you are going to ask question. Okay, so that would be it, Toy. Again, if you need to do the statement, so in asking question, it can be negative or positive. If the statement is negative, you have to use it or the question is in the positive question. If the statement is negative, so you are going to ask question that's in positive. Okay, Toy?
Yes.
Okay, next. Let's speak up. Ask a question like the ones in focus on to start a conversation at a party. So what questions could you ask to keep the conversation going? Okay, use the speaking strategy to help you. Okay, just like this one. Okay, this one is a statement and a question.
Right.
In order to keep the conversation going, you can ask questions.
Yeah.
Again, first statement first, and then after
Mm.
that one, a question. So like for example, when we say, okay, it's okay, isn't it's okay, it's a sunny day today, right? So it's a sunny day today. So what do
Isn't
you think would be the question?
isn't it?
Yes. So isn't it? So to keep the conversation going, you can you can use this one. Why? Because the person will going to answer, yes, it is, right? Yes, it is. And therefore, I like the sunny weather because I can go to the mall and then I can go anywhere, okay? Because it's a sunny day. Not unlike if it is rainy day that I can't go out of the house. So keeping the conversation continues, right? Okay, what else, Toy? Aside from it's a sunny day today, isn't it? So what do you think would be the other question to keep the conversation going?
Uh, the the food is
Okay,
nice.
the food is okay. Let's say
Nice.
now, if you're talking about food, so we cannot say nice. So it should be
Then
delicious, right?
delicious.
Yes. So the
Delicious.
food
Yeah.
is delicious. So what would be the form of question?
Isn't isn't it?
Yes. So it's also, isn't it? Yes. So that would be correct.
Delicious.
So
Yeah.
therefore, you keep now the conversation going because you ask the person, the food is delicious, isn't it? Okay, so the person should answer also. But if you are just going to say, it's sunny day today, so what do you think? Is the person will going to answer you back? Of course not, right? Because
Yeah.
you don't ask him. Okay? Oh, what about if we are going to use a negative statement? Okay. It isn't sunny day today. Okay. It isn't sunny day today. So
Is
what do you
it?
think is
Is it?
the answer?
Is it? Yeah.
Yes. Is it?
Is it? Yeah.
Yes. So is it? So that would be it, right? Okay. So it isn't a sunny day today, is it? Okay. So that would also be. What about this toy? If we are going to make the food is delicious, negative statement. So how are we going to say that?
Yeah.
So the food, if we're going to use this negative and this one is positive question.
The the food isn't delicious.
Yes,
Is
okay.
it?
So the food